the pot. All right, we are going to read out of the Old Covenant, commonly called the Old Testament, a translation of the Septuagint in 1808 by Charles Thomson. I had read Song of Solomon this morning from the 1611 Authorized King James Bible, and I just kind of wanted to compare it just to see what's the difference, if there is any difference, and how drastic are the differences. Just because I guess I'm nosy like that. No. So anyway, that is what we are going to do. Hopefully I will not, because I am expecting a delivery today for Richard's TV. Hopefully the dogs will not interrupt and we will get through this before the delivery comes. So here we go. The Song of Solomon, chapter 1. It is written, a song of songs, which is Solomon's. Let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth, because thy breasts are better than wine, and the fragrance of thine odors is above all perfumes. Thy name outpoured oil, therefore the virgins have loved thee. Thou art drawn after thee, we will run to the fragrance of thy perfumes. The king brought me into his inner apartment. Let us rejoice and be gladdened by thee. We will love thy breast better than wine. Rectitude hath loved thee. I am brown but comely, O daughters of Jerusalem, like the tents of Kedar, like the curtains of Solomon. Look not on me, because I am of a dark complexion, because the sun hath looked upon me. My mother's children quarreled with me. They made me a keeper in the vineyards. Mine own vineyard I did not watch. Tell me, thou whom my soul loveth, where thou tendest thy flock, where thou causest it to rest at noon. Perhaps I may be like a wanderer among the tents of thy companions. If thou wouldest not make thyself known, O fairest of women, go out by thyself in the track of the flock, and feed thy kids by the shepherd's tents. To that steed of mine and Pharaoh's chariot I have compared thee, my love. What? Thy cheeks are beautiful as a turtle dove's, and thy neck as strings of pearls. We will make for thee suitable figures of gold with spangles of silver. While the king was at his banquet, my spikenard sent forth its odor. My dear brother is to me a nosegay of stacked. It shall be lodged in my bosom. My dear brother is to me a cluster of the cypress in the vineyards of Engadi. Behold, thou art fair, my love. Behold, thou art fair. Thine eyes are doves. Behold, thou art comely, my dear brother, beautiful indeed. Near our bed thou wast shaded. The beams of our houses are cedar, cypress are vaulted ceilings. I am a flower of the field and a lily of the valleys. As a lily among thorns, so is my consort among the daughters. As the citron tree among the trees of the forest, so is my dear brother among the youths. In its shade I took great delight and sat, and its fruit was sweet to my taste. Oh, conduct me to the house of wine and order for me what I love. Strengthen with perfumes, strew around me citrons as I am wounded with love. Let his left hand be under my head and his right embrace me. I have adjured you, O daughters of Jerusalem, by the powers and virtues of the field, that you stir not up nor awake my love till she please. Chapter 2. It is the voice of my dear brother. Lo, he cometh, bounding over the mountains, skipping over the hills. My dear brother is like a roe, a young hart on the mountains of Bathor. Lo, he is behind our wall, looking in at the windows, taking a near view through the lattice. My dear brother, addressing me, saith, Arise, my love, my fair one, my dove, for lo, the winter is past, the rain is over, is gone. The flowers appear on the earth. The pruning season is come. The voice of the turtle is heard in our land. The fig tree hath put forth its green figs. The vines are in bloom, they have shed a fragrance. Arise, come, my beloved, my fair one, my dove. Yes, come, thou dove of mine, in the shelter of the rock near the wall. Shew me thy face, and let me hear thy voice, for thy voice is sweet, and thy countenance comely. Catch for us the little foxes that spoil vines, for our vines are in blossom. My dear brother is mine, and I am his. He is feeding among the lilies. Until the day blow fresh and the shades be removed, return. Be, O my dear brother, like a roe or a young hart on the cavern mountains. Chapter 3. By night on my bed I sought him with my I'm sorry. Let me reread that. By the night on my bed I sought him whom my soul loved. I sought him, but did not find him. I called him, but he made me no answer. I will rise now and take a circuit in the city, in the places of public resort, and in the streets, and seek him whom my soul loveth. I sought him, but did not find him. The watchmen who take the rounds in the city met me. Saw ye him whom my soul loveth? It was but a little while after I parted from them till I found him whom my soul loveth. I took hold of him, and he did not let him go, till I brought him to my mother's house and into the chambers of her who conceived me. I charged you, O daughters of Jerusalem, by the powers and virtues of the field, not to stir up nor awake my love till he please. What is this coming up from the wilderness, like a column of smoke, fuming with myrrh and incense, made of all the perfumer's powders? It is the palanquin of Solomon. 80 chiefs of the chiefs of Israel are around it. All swordsmen expert in war, every man with his sword on his thigh, for fear of danger. By night, King Solomon had made himself a palanquin of the wood of Lebanon. Its columns he made of silver, and his sofa was of gold. Its canopy was purple, and its inside carpeted with love for the daughters of Jerusalem. O daughter of Zion, go forth and view King Solomon in the crown with which his mother crowned him on the day of his espousals. Even on the day of the gladness of his heart, behold, thou art fair, my love. Behold, thou art fair. Thine eyes are doves. Now thy veil is removed. Thy hair is like the flocks of goats which are seen from Mount Gilead. Thy teeth like the flocks of shorn sheep which have just come up from the washing pool. They are all twins, and there is not one defective among them. Thy lips are like a braid of scarlet, and thy speech is graceful as the skin of a pomegranate, so are thy cheeks. Now thy veil is removed. Thy neck is like the Tower of David, which was built for an armory. On it are hung 1,000 shields, all the javelins of the worthies. Thy 2 breasts are like 2 twin fawns of a roe, which are browsing among lilies. Till the day breeze spring up and the shades are removed, I will go by myself to the mountain of myrrh and to the hill of frankincense. Thou art altogether fair, my love. There is no blemish in thee. Oh, I'm sorry. We're in chapter 4. Forgive me. Come from Lebanon, my spouse, come from Lebanon. Thou canst come. Yes, come safely from the top of Pistis, from the summit of Senir and Hermon, from lions' dens, from the leopards' mountains. Thou hast ravaged my heart, my sister spouse. Thou hast ravaged my heart with a glance of thine eyes, with an enduring turn of thy neck. How beautiful are thy breasts, my sister spouse. How much more pleasing than wine are thy breasts, and the smell of thy garments than all spices. Thy lips, my spouse, drip as a honeycomb. Honey and milk flow from thy tongue, and the fragrance of thy garments is like the smell of Lebanon. Thou art an enclosed garden, my sister spouse, a closed shut garden, a sealed fountain. Thy productions are a paradise of pomegranates with delicious fruits, aromatic plants with the varieties of balsams, spikenard, and saffron, sweet cane and cinnamon, with all kinds of trees of incense, myrrh, aloe, with all the principal spices, a garden fountain and a well of living water flowing with gentle murmurs from Lebanon. Awake, O north wind, come also, O south wind, and blow gently through my garden, and let my aromatic spices flow. Let my dear brother come down to his garden and taste the delicious fruits thereof. Chapter 5. Yes. I wonder why it's there and not there. I have come to my garden, my sister's spouse. I have gathered my myrrh with my spices. I have eaten my bread with my honey. I have drunk my wine with my milk. Eat, O friends, drink. Yes, drink plentifully, O brethren. I sleep, but my heart is awake. The voice of my dear brother, he knocketh at the door. Open to me, my sister, my dove, my consecrated one, for my head is filled with dew, and my locks with the drops of the night. I have put off my garment. How can I put it on? I have washed my feet. How can I defile them? My dear brother withdrew his hand from the hole in the door, whereupon my bowels yearned for him. I rose to open for my dear brother. My hands dropped myrrh, my fingers myrrh plenteously on the handles of the bar. I opened for my dear brother. He was gone. My soul melted for the speech of him. I sought him, but did not find him. I called him, but he made no answer. They who go the rounds in the city met me. They smote me. They wounded me. The keepers of the walls took my veil from me. I adjure you, O daughters of Jerusalem, by the powers and virtues of the field. If you found my dear brother, what shall you tell him? Tell him that I am sick of love. What is thy dear brother more than any other brother, O fairest of women? What is thy dear brother more than another brother, that thou hast thus adjured us? My dear brother is white and ruddy. He is the chiefest among tens of thousands. His head is gold of Kephas, his flowing locks black as a raven. His eyes are like doves by streams of water, milk-white doves sitting by streams. His cheeks are like beds of spices emitting perfumes. His lips are lilies distilling myrrh plenteously. His hands are of gold, finely turned, beset with crystal lights. His body, an ivory cabinet on a sapphire stone. His legs, pillars of marble fixed on pedestals of gold. His countenance like Libanus, majestic as the cedars. His mouth is sweetness itself. He is altogether lovely. Such is my dear brother, and such my love, O daughters of Jerusalem. Chapter 6. Where did thy brother go, O fairest of women? Whither did thy brother bend his course, that we may seek him with thee? My dear brother went down to his garden, to the beds of spices, to feed in the garden and to gather lilies. I am my dear brother's, and he is mine. He is feeding among the lilies. Thou, my consort, art beautiful as Tirzah, comely as Jerusalem, dazzling as embattled hosts. Turn thine eyes aside from me, for they have transported me. Thy hair is like a flock of goats, which are seen on Mount Gilead. Thy teeth like flocks of shorn sheep just come up from washing. All twins, and there is not one defective among them. Thy lips are like a braid of scarlet, and thy speech is graceful. Thy cheek is like the downing skin of a pomegranate. Now thy veil is removed. There are 60 queens and 80 concubines and virgins without number. One is my dove, my consecrated one. One is her mother's only child, the darling of her who bore her. Daughters viewed her, nay, queens and even concubines will hail her happy and thus extol her. Who is she that is looking out like the morning, fair as the moon, distinguishable as the sun, dazzling as embattled host? I went down to the garden of nuts to look at the productions of the valley, to seek whether the vine had budded or the pomegranate blossomed. I am there to grant thee my breast. My soul did not recollect this. It made me like the chariots of Amminadab. Return, return, O Shulamite, return, return, that we may see thee. What would you see in the Shulamite, who is coming like the moving bands of an army? Chapter 7. How beautiful were thy steps and thy sandals, O daughter of Nadab. The enfoldings of thy loins are like jewelry, the work of an artist. Thy clasp is a well-turned goblet, not destitute of mingled wine. Thy body is like a heap of wheat encompassed about with lilies. Thy two breasts are like two twin fawns of a roe. Thy neck is a tower of ivory. Thine eyes like the pools of Esbon by the gates of the daughter of Minni. Thy nose is like the tower of Lebanon, which looketh towards Damascus. Thy head is like Carmel, and the tresses of thy head like purpura. The king is detained in the antechamber. How beautiful thou art, and how sweet, O my love, how delightful. In respect to thy stateliness, thou hast been compared to the palm tree, and thy breast to its clusters. I said, I will climb the palm tree, I will clasp its topmost boughs, and thy breast shall be now like the clusters of the vine, and the smell of thy nose like citrons, and the roof of thy mouth like choice wine, which is poured out rightly for my dear brother, properly adapted with my lips and my teeth. I am my dear brother's, and towards me is his desire. Come, my dear brother, let us go out to the fields. Let us lodge in the villages. Let us get up early to the vineyards. Let us see whether the vine is budded, whether the young grapes have made its appearance, whether the pomegranates are in blossom. There I will grant thee my breast. The mandrakes have shed a fragrance, and in our hoards are all manner of delicious fruits, newly gathered as well as old. For thee, my dear brother, I have kept them. Oh, that thou, my dear brother, hadst sucked the breast of my mother. Meeting thee abroad, I could kiss thee and not be despised. We're in chapter 8. I could take thee and conduct thee to my mother's house and to the innermost apartment of her who conceived me. I could cause thee to drink spiced wine of the juice of my pomegranates. His left hand might be under my head, and his right embraced me. I have charged you, O daughters of Jerusalem, by the powers and virtues of the field, that you stir not up nor awake my love till she please. Who is this coming up clothed in white, leaning on her beloved? Under a citron tree I awakened thee. It was there thy mother bare thee. There she brought thee forth, suffered the pains of childbirth. O set me as a seal on thy heart, as a seal on thine arm. For love is strong as death, jealousy inflexible as Hades. Its wings are wings of fire, its flames. Much water cannot quench love, nor can floods drown it. Though a man give all his substance for love, he may be thoroughly despised. Our sister is little and hath no breast. What can we do for our sister on the day when she shall be demanded in marriage? If she be a wall, we will build on her silver turrets, and if she be a door, we will line her with boards of cedar. I am a wall, and my breasts are turrets. I was in their view as one who had found favor. Solomon had a vineyard at Belamon. He let his vineyard of his to tenants. A man is to give him 1,000 pieces of silver for its fruit. My vineyard, which is before me, shall continue to be mine. Solomon shall have 1,000 pieces of silver, and they who take care of its fruit, 200. Thou who art sitting in the garden, companions are waiting thy voice. Let me hear it. Away, my dear brother, and be like a roe, a young hart on the mountains of spices. Very interesting. There's a couple of differences I did see, but I don't know. I'd have to go back, and I'm not gonna, trouble you with me doing that online or anything like that. But where it says here in chapter 8, am I correct there? Chapter 8, I believe, verse 4, it says, until she pleases. If I'm not mistaken, in the King James, that time it says until he pleases, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see real quick, just to make sure, I just like to do that. So, let's see, chapter Yeah. Yeah. It's chapter 8, verse 4. I charge you, O daughters of Jerusalem, that ye stir not up nor awake my love until he please. And then over here in the Septuagint, it says, I have charged you, O daughters of Jerusalem, by the powers and virtues of the field, that you stir not up nor awake my love till she please. So there is a difference there. Any difference is a big deal to me. Which is correct, which is not correct. If I'm not mistaken, I believe the lady calls the man my love, or no, I believe the man in here calls the lady my love, and she calls him my beloved, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken. Let me check and see here real quick, just so we know what we're talking about, you know. My love is the man speaking. My beloved is the woman speaking. My love, the man, because I have it written in my Bible here. So anyway, if that is so, my love, the man is speaking. So it would be, I charge you, O daughters of Jerusalem, that ye stir not up nor awake my love until he please, says the 1611, until she please, says the Septuagint. So anyway, study that out for yourselves. Take it before the Lord to understand it. So keep your eyes on Jesus, brothers and sisters. Your nose in the book, which is the Word of God. And embed the Word of God upon the tablets of your heart and my heart. So we will not sin against God or be deceived. Thankfully, they stop at the end. Have a great day. Bye-bye.